What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast. What's up, everybody? Phil Rogacki here, bringing you another show from ArborFest in North Carolina. I'm sitting here with Mr. Andreas Vernego. Is that right?
That's
that right?
You did it.
Oh,
yeah.
I got a little accent on it too. Vernego.
That's good.
Yeah, I was going to do the show in Spanish, but I realized I don't know Spanish, so we're going to do it in English.
Right on.
But before we get into this, guys, and hear a story of Andreas, if you enjoy the show today, man, pay the freaking fee. Share it. Tell a friend. Send it out there. If you got something out of it, if it made you laugh, it was awesome, share this shit. If you don't like it, don't share it. I won't lose sleep, but share it if you like it. So, welcome, man.
Thanks.
Have you been on a podcast before?
I have not.
So this now, your words are going to be going out to the millions and millions of our hopefully soon to be followers.
Awesome.
Out there. But man, welcome. Glad you came on the show and that. So, this show that we put together for the viewers and people listen to it is everybody has a story and it's unique. Your story's like a snowflake. It's like a fingerprint. It's like a face. There's only one of it in the world. So the things you've been through, the trials, tribulations, the good times, the bad times, made you to the guy you are today, sitting here. And people need to hear that story. So
Exactly, yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born in Uruguay, Montevideo.
Now, where the heck is that at?
Montevideo's in Uruguay.
Okay.
It's way down in South America. We're a small country in between two giants, Argentina and Brazil.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I was born.
You live there still?
I do live there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
You always on the road?
pretty much, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into this crazy industry?
Well, I think, I always, we lived all over Uruguay. My dad was in the military. I always been outdoors, so.
Do they call him a military brat there?
No, actually, no. I learned that term here.
Yeah?
Army brat.
Army brat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, know about that. So I was always outdoors, riding horses and, climbing trees, and.
Yeah.
So I think naturally that influenced me, what I was going to get into as an adult.
Gotcha.
Because I enjoy the outdoors so much.
Gotcha.
And then, I started university in Uruguay, arbor-culture, of course, that was, wanted to, work on the farm and
What do you guys grow down there?
oh, we have a lot of cattle
Okay.
and mainly that's,
Just more cattle?
yeah.
Any crops?
Yeah. we
Yeah.
do soybeans and
Okay.
wheat,
What now? Was it a cattle farm you were working on?
No. Our family had a history in that industry.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
naturally, I wanted to get into that.
Yeah.
But then my dad was stationed in D.C. That was in 2000, the year 2000. So he offered me the opportunity to join them in the States and go to the university. I'm a Terp, graduated from Maryland.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's
What year was this that you moved up here?
we were here 88, 89.
Okay.
We were in Georgia, Columbus, Georgia.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then DC, that was 2000, the year 2000.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I graduated 2003 with a degree in agriculture, of course. That's what I wanted to get
Yeah.
into. But, arboriculture in Latin America, that's something kind of recent, right?
Now, why is that?
The profession.
Why is that? Why is that recent?
Well, it's not like we don't know or people don't know about trees. Yeah, we do. But to give it a structure, even curriculum at universities, there aren't degrees in arboriculture, for taking care of trees. They're just,
Do you know who spearheaded that and started, bringing that into South America?
I think, Mexico and Brazil, those are the two countries that kind of started giving it a structure.
Gotcha.
Brazilian Arboriculture Association, it's been going on for 25 years. But more recently, last 5 years, it's really taken off.
Gotcha. Okay.
So here in the States, I started to see that, and pretty much all my electives were in arboriculture,
Uh-huh.
right? But then I got into landscape industry, and then about 15 years ago, I really got the industry, the arbor-culture.
Now, that 15 years, what was it that you got into where you're like, your first experience with trees like that?
My first experience, like doing actual our work in that industry, we had a big issue in Uruguay with eucalyptus. Trees started falling over. So I was there in Uruguay at the time. This was 12 years ago. And the government, they asked me, hey, can you help us find a solution? Because we can't tell, which trees are safe, which trees are not. So
Why'd the government come to you?
well, I had a relationship with them from, not a work, but I knew some of the guys there involved. So I started talking to them about bringing in some technology. So that's how we got into tree radar and studying the roots of the trees and decay. Bringing a little bit of technology into their toolbox.
Yeah.
Say it in a way.
Yeah.
So that's how I started really working in that industry, and then that led into more of climbing and more recently into training and education.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's how that led into founding La Casa del Arborista, because I was doing a lot of consulting in Latin America as well, traveling through all these countries and seeing the same issues.
Who was hiring you? I mean, where were you traveling? What were you doing?
I was doing a lot of conferences.
Okay.
Talking about introducing technology into the industry.
So people were asking you to come speak at these?
Yeah.
Why you? What?
Well, I became kind of a leading expert in that field. Risk assessment
in South America.
In South America. Well, actually worldwide. I ended up doing the largest non-invasive tree risk assessment study in the world. With like 3,000 trees. With that technology, it was really awesome.
So you're one of the leading experts in the world on this.
In tree radar, yeah.
In tree radar.
Yeah.
Neat.
Pretty amazing,
Neat.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you start getting into tree radar and learning this?
Well, the person that developed it was a professor at the University of Maryland. So naturally, there was a connection there. And I got this big job in Uruguay. So, I was doing a lot of beta testing for their software and developing the technology to what we have now, which is incredible. You can even tell the size of the roots,
So when you were in Maryland, this professor that developed it, invented it.
Yeah.
When you went back to Uruguay and you knew some people from the government, I just want to get my story straight.
Yeah.
They were asking you, they knew you went to college for this, and you connected him and the technology down there and said, we need to bring this down here.
Right.
This can solve some things.
Exactly.
And that's where it kind of really started growing your business.
Yeah.
Or,
that was a really good way into the industry.
Gotcha.
And getting to know a lot of people and the problems they were having, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
So traveling so much, I could see the same issues, right? From management, how do you manage a tree, a population of trees in a city, and
so what are some of these issues?
Well, technology, like tree inventories. I still know cities that run their inventory with an Excel sheet and have inventories that are 10, 15 years old.
Yeah. So do you have any technology with that to help those cities out?
Yeah, we use geospatial technology from Planet Geo.
Okay.
We're partners with them.
Okay. Planet Geo?
Planet Geo, yeah.
Okay.
They have an app, tree plotter app.
Yeah.
It's very easy. So basically, I took their GIS information, which was 10 years old, uploaded into the app, and then when I was walking down the street, I was updating their inventory. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah, how fast?
Yeah. On the spot,
I've talked to those individuals before, and it's a neat technology.
Yeah.
Very neat technology. From that.
And you can do a lot more than just do a tree inventory.
Yeah.
You have all this data.
So with that tree inventory, because there's a lot of tree companies out there that they don't inventory trees or have record of trees, and homeowners don't and cities don't. Talk about the importance a little bit more of an inventory, and what do you do with this inventory?
Right.
Why is it important?
Well, I guess the concept is you can't manage what you don't know what you have, right?
Yeah.
So getting all this data allows you to very quickly manage that population of trees. Plan work, even with contractors, you can just assign jobs, and it's very, it's like incredible.
Keeping the history of when it was last touched, who touched
Exactly.
it, what pruned on it, what treatments we're doing. Are we over treating it in a way, because you see a lot on these properties that somebody comes out, an arborist, one year, he's like, oh, we got to do this, this, and this. And he does it and plant health care and puts this in the soil. Well, next year they hire another company because they're cheaper, and we got to do this, this, and this, and this. And then they start over treating the tree. They don't know what the last person did to that tree. And it's like, you go to the doctor. If you went to a new doctor, the new doctor goes, I have your files of what the old doctor prescribed you, so I don't give you anything that you don't need.
Exactly.
And that's the importance of having something like that.
Yeah. Same concept.
Gotcha.
So, in data is so important, right? And with Tree Radar, it's we can quantify the root system of a tree.
Yeah.
So when you collect a lot of data, then you can start running some statistics and mathematical models that allow you to detect early signs of decline and which trees might be at higher risk. So you start developing that.
Gotcha.
That set of data.
So let me ask you this, being out in California and having the issue with trees that we have and the fires and stuff, do you have any advice for California and the trees out there and the eucalyptus and the fires that are happening?
Well, I think we got to put things in perspective, right? Fires, it's not a new event, right? Fires in California, it's been going on for years. And if you look at even some seeds, they need a fire to germinate, So, we are actually invading nature.
Yeah.
Right? So we got to put that into perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy time out there in California right now.
It is.
Crazy time. Crazy time for that. So what's the future hold for you? What's the next steps?
So La Casa del Arborista, has really taken off. And I did it because I wanted to move the industry, and not only the industry, but also the profession. Right? We got to make that distinction, profession and the industry, right? So my goal was to initially, get gear in people's hand, proper gear. And then, but that also led to developing an academy. How important education and training is.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, it's been amazing. We're operating in 10 countries in Latin America.
Really?
Now. Yeah.
Tell me about the school.
Well, the academy, you know how hard it is to set up an academy and all the gear. And we're so spread out, right, that, it's challenging, but people, are really appreciating, they never had training on climbing, on chainsaw. People that have been using a chainsaw for 20 years were wrong. And even how they cut down trees, So we're trying to make a difference in these people's lives, right?
That's awesome.
We're now opening a training center in Spain, so that's coming up in May.
Nice. So what is this? What's in the training center?
Training center. So we have a room for classes.
Okay.
And then downstairs we have we got a tree inside the place. You're gonna have to come.
Oh my God, I definitely do.
Yeah, it's actually in the Canary Islands. So,
really?
Yeah, we have a great partner there. Our partners in the Canary Islands, they have an academy. They've been running it for 25 years. So
an arborist or tree climbing academy?
Yeah, basically these guys, they provide training. If you want to touch a palm in the Canary Islands, you got to take the class with them.
Gotcha.
So they're the experts. They treat like 30,000 palms a year, but they don't have the climbing techniques for climbing trees.
Gotcha.
So we're introducing, gear, specialized gear for tree climbing, and we're gonna learn a lot about, how to treat palms as well.
Nice.
So that's the idea with Arborista. It's like creating a huge community of arborists, around the world, and just working that angle,
And you have 10 locations?
We have 10 locations, Latin America, and we try to connect. It's a franchise model. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
We try to get people involved that can add something different. So everybody, we have people that are specialists in transplanting big trees or
How do
injections
you
and
set up this location there? So, for instance, somebody in South America, they're like, "Hey, I want to come to your school." How long is the school? How do they get into it? How do they contact? Where do they go?
yeah. So we basically have a director of the academy, Mauricio. He's based in out of Colombia.
Okay.
um, and then we have assistants. So they basically, touring South America. We set up our classes. We have 5 levels of
Hmm.
level 1, 2, chainsaw, 3 and 4, which is pruning and rigging.
Gotcha.
Um, and now we're gonna start adding more of the arborist type,
Yeah.
like more like injections, risk
Gotcha.
assessment, pruning techniques.
How
Uh,
long is this class for?
well,
Or the
level
classes
yeah, it's
to get through the whole program?
it's about 18 days.
18 days.
Yeah,
So 18 full days they can get through all the different levels.
yeah, level one,
Gotcha.
two, chainsaw, 3 and 4.
And then do they continue to keep coming back?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. For like different classes and things like
yeah.
that you guys have. How
And
often?
and this is something that I really want to talk about, because what we are seeing in Latin America, and I think it's I'm not very happy. You see a 2-day course where you learn climbing and chainsaw.
Mhm.
You can't get somebody trained on climbing and chainsaw in 2 days, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, uh, in 3 days we teach the basics of climbing and going up and down the tree, setting up your line,
Yeah.
SRT, DRT.
Yeah.
Um, so I hope that people can understand that and go through a real process of learning.
That when you we work in the different colleges in California, and they have a 200-hour course that they take you through. So it's 5 weeks they take you through, 25 days you're going, and it's incredible what taking someone through 25 days compared to 2 days from that.
Yeah,
You know, but it's the thing everybody runs into or has a hard time is, well, I can't pay for that person to go through school for 3 weeks. And then you have the person that does want to go through the schooling and the training, and they go, I can't afford that, I got to work. So there is a balance that I think the 18 days, the 25, that is absolutely the best, and we need to get to that and force that. But having someone go through a 5-day course and continue the training out in the field, they make money. That's the balance we try to keep. Is they train, they go out in the field, they get assessed with their mentor. They're assigned a mentor that's with them to go through and train them in the field, and then they come back in. They go back out, they come back in, they go back out, and then it's a 144 hours a year of education that they need to
yeah.
move on.
I think
But,
we do 136, something like that.
oh, I
So,
love it,
yeah.
man. You got me. I know this is like a 15-20 minute. But I want to pick your brain on so many things on there, because I need help, and there's a lot of things that you may have already been through to be able to help us out from there, and maybe some things that we can pass along and help out with you guys in your school.
Yeah, absolutely.
From that.
It's a learning process, in developing this.
There's not much education out there in our industry, and like I always say, is it's kind of having an industry as dangerous as this industry, and most of these individuals that get in, they're given a hard hat, and they just go out in the field, and you're just going to learn. And if you make it, you make it. And if you don't make it, we'll get somebody else to take it.
Yeah.
And then that process of what they learn takes 5-6 years, and you can get that foundation in 18 weeks. You can get that foundation in 18 days of understanding it. They won't learn it in 6 years for what you're going to teach them in 18 days from
Exactly.
that. So where's your big vision? What's the vision of your company, and where are you going to go? Are you going to be in every country in in the world? Are you what's the goal here?
No, I think we are in the places that we wanted to be. And now it's just, building on that, improving our programs and adding, more programs to it. Like I said, more on the technical side, not so much climbing and rigging.
Yeah.
But more for people that have to make decisions, tree inventories. How do we manage, our trees,
That's good.
Yeah, I think we need to go in that direction, right?
Do you have a team that's writing the curriculum for you?
Yeah, we do have a team. We all get together, and 2 or 3 guys, work on the core of the program, and then we all criticize it and say, hey,
Break it down.
break it down, and we need to add this or that, and um,
Can they take a lot of these courses and classes online?
not yet. We're working on a platform so that not only on the climbing, I think it's necessary, right? A lot of these guys that come in take the class and they go through all the mechanicals and different saddles and different ropes.
Yeah.
That's really how we wanted to set it up.
Yeah.
So people can experiment. Hey, I like the rope runner or I like the rope wrench. I think that's something important in our process. But then they go back to their job and they're climbing on a construction saddle. That's what happens in South America, in sneakers.
Yeah.
So they forget, and I think having the online
Just to keep refreshing,
Yeah.
and keeping track of what they're learning. And they're like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, I got it. And then hands-on and also online, those two mixed together, you can really train somebody.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is really awesome, man. I'm really glad Tom brought you over to meet you. You ever out in California?
Man, I haven't been to California. I think 1989.
What?
Last time. Yeah. Well, I was in San Francisco.
Come out there and come visit us. Come
Yeah.
out there. We'll do a proper podcast in our studio. Come go through some training with us, courses that we'll have out there at our academy and everything.
to,
And
yeah.
love for you just to see what we have and what we're
Yeah.
kind of building and see how we can collaborate to help each other out.
For
You know,
sure.
our mission as a company is to elevate the standard of the industry through education, training, and innovation. It's to constantly create that standard and us just to keep getting better and better and better out there. And guys like you are doing what you're doing, hats off to you, because it's not easy.
It's not easy in South America.
No.
We're trying to develop leadership, right?
Mhm.
We're gonna be here for so long, but we need somebody that continue this, right?
Mhm.
So we work a lot on that, on building that community and team building, and
I love it. I love it. It is leadership.
Yeah.
Making men and women to be able to lead the next generations.
Yeah.
And to continue to keep innovating. The things we learn today and we think are the standard, 10 years are going to go by and they're going to look back like, oh, you use that. That's not even used in the industry anymore because we're up here now. We've elevated that standard of what we do here.
Yeah.
And the technology is going to continue to just keep getting better and better
Definitely.
and better. And our goal is we want to save future lives. We want to create better lives. We want to create more money for these guys and girls in the
Yeah.
industry. And that's going to be by training them and educating them, and the professionalism and the leadership that's instilled in them to go to the different employers, to start their own company, and then to get out all the people that are the hacks that lower the hourly rate, lower the
Exactly.
money, and now make it more a profession. And it's
Profession, yeah.
profession and
That's-
telling the world
Yeah.
what we do. No one knows we even exist out there. The majority of the urban communities, they don't know arbor-culture and climbing is even a career that you can get into.
Yeah.
And if you can get into it, how? Where do you go? Is there a school? Not in America. There's not. There's no college education course in that a school where I can learn how to climb and be in the tree care business. For that. So that changed, and I commend you for what you're doing.
Thank
And
you.
we would love to come to Spain and do some training. So if you need special guests out there, I'll come out there and enjoy it. But Jared will come out there and a team, and we can come do a special event out there in Spain. That'd be awesome.
Right
Absolutely
on.
awesome.
Yeah, we're organizing our first championship. That's gonna be in Chile. Deciding on the dates. I think it's gonna be February.
Yeah.
But
Really?
the focus is gonna be exposing people to techniques and different methods and equipment and getting them engaged in different activities. So
That's good. That's good.
I think it's gonna be nice.
Have Mark Chisholm, Ryan Torchicola, Travis Vickerson, Jared Abergina, Matt Mackley. They will all come to Chile. We'll train, we'll teach, and then we'll do the climbing competition with you guys.
Right on. You're gonna need a lot of volunteers.
Yeah, we'll come down there, we'll score, we'll do the whole thing and run it with you guys. You know, if you guys do need any help, we're there for you. So,
Thank you so much.
What's the words of wisdom you can leave everybody?
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom, tips from the top. You know,
I think,
something to give somebody just a nugget and a little boost for the day.
Yeah. I think, you put your own limits, right? You set your own limits. So if you really want something, you just got to lean into it and surround yourself with the right people. I think that, that's how I did it.
You got the right people around you?
I think so.
Good.
Yeah, pretty good team.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Good. I like that. I like that. Well,
And just be passionate, about what you do and getting something that you really like doing.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I hear you, man. And Andreas, it was a pleasure to meet
Likewise.
you.
Thank
It
you
was a
so much.
pleasure, definitely. Guys, if you liked the show today, man, and you got something out of it, share it. Share it. We're definitely going to have Andreas on more on this show and maybe call in, or maybe we'll do the podcast in Chile or Spain, or he'll come out to California and spend some time with us out there. But I appreciate everybody and appreciate what everybody does today. And just remember to continue to elevate the standard of our industry through training, education, and innovation. We appreciate everybody. Have a great day. Bye.